From Bustleton to Broome, this is Spirit Drive with Matt Layton.
Joining me right now, comedian, author and self-proclaimed nerd, Sammy J. It's so great to have a chat with you.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Slightly refreshing because not everyone likes to admit their nerdy traits. I may have personally come across that way during my school years, but I must admit I'm not as public about it though.
Yeah, it was all self-defense for me. I think I realised early on at school that if I could make fun of myself before anyone else did, then there was a certain power in that.
Kids can be so cruel indeed. But how have you been anyway? I know it's been very, very busy since old ScoMo announced the election date.
That's right. I've been waiting, well, like the whole nation, I've been waiting for an election date, but I'm going to be doing a daily update for the ABC in the final 2 weeks of the campaign. And I'm hoping by then it gets a bit more interesting because, at the moment it's been pretty standard. No real scandals to speak of.
It's funny, yeah. I mean, I was always the only one as well in school who understood politics in my class, so it's encouraging that I'm speaking to someone who shares a similar interest and follows politics seriously as well as not so seriously.
Well, it's basically my sport. I don't follow sport, which is about as un-Australian as I can get. But I think politics has always been my substitute. I like following the politics and following the teams, and it's a grand final coming up. That's how I see it.
I know you've been following it for some time because I remember a little show you were involved in on the ABC way back in 2013 called Wednesday Night Fever, and there was a guest, a young chap by the name of Clive Palmer. I'm sure you've heard of him. And there was a moment when he decided to sing, and I want to play this back.
It's about pie. It's all about pie. It's all about throwing Kishman Kev in the dustbin. It's all about pie. Throwing Whistle Rabbit on the Barbie. It's all about you and tomorrow. It's all about pie. In conclusion, I say, if you want a treat, let's eat a bigger pie together, motherfingers.
Gotta say, even with his current bombardment of television commercials, I still can't erase that song out of my head. I've been absolutely scarred for life.
I'm so glad not only that you remember Wednesday Night Fever, Matt, but that you found that moment, because I'd almost forgotten when that landed in the office when we were making the show, and it was just 20 seconds of baffled silence before we thought, that's our episode sorted. We just didn't have to write a thing.
Oh,
it was unsolicited too. He just sent it through.
Oh, I mean, you can still watch it back on YouTube and seeing your reaction as well. It's just kind of, what the heck are we all witnessing? And I'm sure the whole nation thought exactly the same thing 6 years ago.
He may not be a great politician, but he's a fantastic entertainer.
But I got to say too, Sammy J, Playground Politics, massive fan of that. I mean, who knew mashing up a much-loved television show like Play School with politics could work an absolute treat?
Well, look, I'm as surprised as anyone. It started, well, obviously at the last election was when I created it for the first time, and it really has effectively changed my whole career in many ways, because it's led to different shows and different audiences. So I'm grateful for that. But I'm also grateful for the politicians for constantly causing, disgracing themselves and causing enough chaos so that we can make comedy out of it.
Well, even in the last election, you even had opposition leader Bill Shorten film a little sketch. How long did it take before he was like, yep, I'm all on board?
It was a bit of back and forth with his office, but that was it was actually just after the election. So I think in his view, it was like that early stages of, you're an opposition leader, you've got 3 more years at least. So he was just trying anything. I suspect Bill Shorten will be a lot harder to get onto in the coming months.
But of course, too, you've also branched into other activities like yoga and coaching, and of course, inheriting the prize time slot of John Clark and Brian Dorr, which you've pretty much now made your own, of course.
Oh, well, that's very kind. That was certainly, I started at the start of last year, and I think it's the only time where I've ever actually asked the ABC not to promote something. I was like, look, I don't want that pressure of that particular time slot. So I just really spent all of last year, myself and my team, just trying to really introduce ourselves to the audience. And my own sense of humour is on show in our spot. So, I do feel like this year it's had a really nice acceptance where now people, it's like John Howard, but like me or loathe me, but you know where I stand.
That's very true. Also, the obvious question I must ask, where's Randy?
The answer to that, and this will sound like I'm making a joke, but I'm not. He's over in America doing some gigs at the moment. And he really is. that always baffles people who think I'm a ventriloquist, and I need to explain, no, there is a man who owns and operates Randy, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to harmonise and vocalise together. But so no, he and I have an open marriage, as we call it. So we're planning to do some more shows later in the year, but we also allow each other to to go wild and run free on our own.
Yeah, I guess it felt a bit like the splits of American Rosso or Lano and Woodley, at least for the latter. They've reunited. So will we see again Sammy J and Randy in the not-too-distant future?
Oh, most certainly. And in fact, we've never actually split. So whilst we have gone a little quiet on the purple and pinky front, we like to think we'll never break up. We just sort of do our own thing and then come back together because no one wants another Beatles, I mean, look how they imploded. We like to think we'll just stay together madly in love whilst taking other lovers along the way.
So you're touring the nation in June and July, which of course will give you ample time to create new material for whoever is victorious after May 18, literally a month today. How would the government coach be tackling the next 4 weeks? I'm a bit curious here.
I've got him here. I can put him on if you want.
That would be fantastic, yes.
Hey, Coach, you want to come over here? G'day. Is this Matt Layton, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, g'day, Matt. G'day, Western Australia. Yeah, look, obviously very big month ahead. I've got the boys basically right down to their drills now. We're doing drills down street malls, kissing babies, just... My main advice is just to not open their mouths. I find that's the best way of avoiding injury. But look, I'm not going to lie, we're the underdog, but looking forward to a huge match ahead, and hopefully, the opposition just make as many mistakes as we have over the past 3 years, and maybe it'll be an even contest. Yeah, full credit to them. So I've got to go. Wait, Frydenberg's calling me. What's that? Put it down, mate. Sorry, Sammy's here. Sorry, the coach just ran off, but he's excited. He's clearly excited.
Yeah, fantastic. That was a brilliant cameo. Yes, one quarter or one kissing baby at a time, absolutely. But Sammy J's Major Party, that is the name of your show, and it's coming to the capital city Saturday, July 13th at the Regal Theatre. You can get your tickets available now, regaltheatre.com.au. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy the next 4 or so weeks. Don't party too hard.
Thanks so much, man. Cheers.